Hey parents, welcome to today's episode. Seth and I discuss creating a space to pause in your dynamics. It is such a great episode. It's one of my favorite concepts. It's been one of the most helpful things in helping me be just a better parent. Enjoy. Hey everybody. It's so great to be with you today. Hi, Seth.
Hi. Good.
Seth and I are giggling today.
Yeah, there's a little bit of feistiness in the air.
It's true. It's true. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we decided to talk about finding pause or space in your patterns.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Just happened to me last night.
Fair. Fair.
Try to be validating, and I just like a few validating statements come out, and then I'm like, whoop, and then I'm in the pattern, and you know, it was okay. But
so how do you know that you're in the pattern? Let's just jump right into it.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. My blood starts to boil.
Mm-hmm.
I start to get sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's definitely like some like sensation things happening, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I get defensive, blamey. I also get like
judgmental.
Yeah, like I know more than you, so I'm gonna just listen. I kind of have that way of being. Yeah, right. Judgmental. That's a great one. What about you?
Defensive. I go from understanding the situation to attacking. Or I just completely like there's sometimes it's complete avoidance. Like I can't right now. Like total detach.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. But I hear you on the how do I know? I can feel the emotions in my body. I mean, I get tense, my breathing gets tighter. That blood boil for me tends to be like I feel the tension in my shoulders. And oftentimes I'm either hurt or angry, but the anger tends to come from a place of like hurt or misunderstood or
yeah. One thing you just said that reminded me of something that happens is things tend to speed up. They like get faster for me. In fact, I used to call it a quickening. It would like rise up in me like it was like it was building, and then I'm like, and then it would just unleash, because that's what my patterns used to be.
Well, there's that, but there's also like I think there's a momentum shift in your thoughts too. Like oftentimes when I'm processing in a calm, normal, regulated space, that like I have time to actually think versus like my thoughts just going like really rapid fire. Yeah. And that to me is a very solid like recognition that things or not things that I am becoming reactionary.
Yeah. That's so helpful. I like really just learned something about myself just now when we were talking.
Right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, because I sometimes can create the space that we're going to talk to you guys about, and things slow down quite a bit because I'm typically not worried about me. I just am thinking, oh, this person needs validated or this person needs listened to. And if I slow down, then I tend not to get hooked into the freeway of the dynamic. I just literally just learned that about myself. That's so cool.
Right.
So just as we're explaining this, I wanted to kind of break it up a little bit. And what typically in a typical reactive chain, let's call it, what happens? And now there's different kinds of reactive patterns. So I'm going to use this one. You get triggered, like an activating event.
Yes.
Then typically panic. Then you like do the thing. So I used to yell. Then I'd have guilt. Then probably some shame. And then distance.
Okay.
So that to me, as I started to separate like what was really going on, in that quickening, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
is each of those. Now, you might not yell, you might avoid, like you had mentioned,
Right.
trigger,
Yeah.
panic, avoid
Mm.
guilt, maybe, I don't know, maybe shame, and
Mm.
then distance. So that's a good
Mm-hmm.
question if that guilt and shame is always there. So part of the whole thing is figuring out where your options are.
Sure.
Where can the space come?
Right.
Where
Right.
can you actually create a pause?
Mm-hmm.
And so it'd be fun to hear what you think, where
I
that's
mean,
possible.
I think the pause is, I'm going to use a really random example,
Okay.
right? Let's say I'm cooking dinner for the family, right? I cook dinner for the family.
You're a good
Happy.
cook.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I take pride in it. I
Yeah.
really enjoy it. And the food gets left out, the dishes don't get done, and the next day the dishes aren't done,
Uh,
right?
okay.
Well, so let's just make it a real simple, like
Okay.
the dishes are still in the sink, right?
Okay. So
So
where do you
my
get triggered?
my avoidance would be, I'm just gonna do the damn dishes, but then I'm probably gonna be passive aggressive towards the person the rest of the day to let them know that I'm not happy.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
The other one is confrontational, like, I do this, why can't you do that?
Yep.
Right? Which I think a lot of parents feel like, I provide X, Y, and
Oh,
Z.
yes.
Why can't you do A, B, C?
Right.
Like you're disrespecting all that I am, and you're not appreciative of all that I do because you're not cleaning up your room, you're not doing the dishes, you're not doing all those
You're not being
things.
kind to me.
Right? You're not being kind to me. All those things, right? But am I doing something that I know is going to invoke a reaction in the other person, or am I trying to solve the problem?
Fair.
Right.
I mean, do you even get to that point of like being able to choose that? Right.
I think the objective is to,
Okay. Fair. Yes.
in the
Yeah.
long run,
Right.
but
Like
yeah,
during the
yeah.
pause, you could
But
think,
during the
oh,
pause, sure. But
yeah.
otherwise, it's, you know, am I jumping immediately to confrontation?
Right.
And what is this person's reaction? Like, I have a
Right.
feeling that most parents that are listening to this are used to, well, I do this and then they do that, and then I do this and then they do that. So the whole point is, how do we break this cycle?
Right. Okay. So let's go back to your example. Right. So you make this lovely dinner
Sure.
and your people come and eat it.
Yep.
Okay. Then there's some sort of expectation, right? There's an activated event, which means nobody does the dishes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then instead of doing one of your triggering things or one of your reactive things, either you
Mm-hmm.
said getting passive aggressive, ignoring it, and or being confrontational,
Mm-hmm.
where where would you stop the cycle? Because you're going to get triggered probably.
Well, certainly.
Okay, so you can't take away the trigger. I mean, that
Right.
takes a lot of effort. That takes time
Well,
to
I
do that.
can't take away the trigger because I can't control somebody else's behavior.
Great, great. Okay, so we established that
Okay.
we can't pause before the trigger clearly.
Right. Right. So where my pause is, can I actually address my actual frustration?
Yeah,
Can I actually have a conversation about what is upsetting me without the confrontation?
yes, great. So the pause is interesting, right? Because I don't think people necessarily quite, because we're really slowing this process down, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get triggered, and then you're
Absolutely.
gonna have a feeling
Right.
like panic or frustration or anger or
Yeah.
disbelief or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then pause.
Right.
That's it. That is it right there. Um, I love that you said that. I think of dominoes.
Sure.
Okay. So you've got a little string of dominoes set up, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
tip one and it's like, and we all know that feeling. It's like, oh yeah, then I say this and then they say that, and then I say that and then they say that, and then I say that and then they do that. I mean, we can all basically, explain our patterns verbatim, right? So there's that domino effect. So if you can think about that, there's several different ways to make the dominoes, like, even if you're thinking about actual dominoes, like this visual, right? Of creating space in the dominoes.
Mm-hmm.
There's several things you could do. What comes to your mind?
Okay, I got a little too literal. Are you talking about in regards to the literal dominoes?
Yeah,
or
literal dominoes.
You can space them, right?
Yes.
Like you can move them farther apart.
Yes.
You could also, which means you can, what I think is, this is a great analogy. Nice.
Hey, thanks.
Or you could actually rotate one, right?
Great.
Like you could potentially rotate one, which means it's now on a completely different trajectory or path.
Oh, I love that. I thought of just taking out the middle dominoes. You just take them out. I didn't say there was rules.
Fair.
It's like, just take them out. Make a pause there.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get a little nitty gritty. Okay.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Okay. So let's say we're back to your analogy of the dinner. And let's say you've gotten triggered because someone's not doing the dishes. And then you're actually able to feel the feeling. What can you do in that moment, or in those moments, in order to create more of a space?
Well, I'm going to say what is true for me.
Okay.
And hopefully people can relate to what is true for me. I don't want to project what transpires for other people. What is true for me is my initial response is like anger. Like, I can't believe you're not, like, it takes me how long to cook dinner, and takes what, 10 minutes to do the dishes? Like, give me a break. So it's a little bit of disbelief, but it's rooted in anger. But it's not rooted in anger. It's rooted in hurt. It's rooted in hurt in that I feel like what I am contributing is not being met with the value that I intend for it to have placed, right? Totally. Like, I'm taking the time, the energy to provide this, and you're not showing the appreciation for what has been created by either, quote unquote, doing your part, or by making sure that this scrumdiddlyumptious meal is being taken care of for leftovers for all of us, right?
Okay.
So it's this almost, it's lack of, what I perceived lack of appreciation, that then makes me like hurt.
Yeah. Okay, so you're hurt. Let's say so you figured that out, right?
Right.
So let's say you're hurting. How do you create even more of a pause before you, so you can stay out of your reactiveness?
Sure. Well, I first have to come to the understanding of where the feelings are rooted.
I love that. Yeah.
And not just feel the feelings and react on the feelings. Got
it. Yeah. So you're just talking about like allowing your feelings, right?
Yeah, just allowing my feelings. Okay, I'm feeling this way. Okay, is this a good, like, and when I start to go into that, then my very next question is, am I even justified in feeling this way?
So you're allowing your feelings, but then you're judging them.
Well, I'm judging them, or I'm questioning them. Like, is this me? Like, am I just being ultra sensitive right now? Like, am I having a moment?
Okay.
Or am I like, what's going on? Like,
okay, so you're like assessing, trying to figure it out. Great. Awesome. So and this is like seconds have gone by, maybe a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
So what if the other party, the other person, is like hell bent on like keeping with the dynamic.
Okay.
So maybe, so in this instance, there's an inaction, right? The dishes aren't being done.
Yeah.
So another analogy might be, a parent trying to get their kiddo to clean their room.
Sure.
And the kiddo's like, I'm going to go hang out. Like I got plans with my friends. And then the parent says, no, like you got to do this. It's like, you do this every time. You didn't even tell me that I had to, like, it's just like on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the parents' emotions are rising. The kiddo or young adult emotions are rising. And so if you've got an active dynamic versus, I don't know if I would call it an inactive dynamic, but I think there's a couple things you can do as a parent to step out. So one of those things I would say, and even something like that feels like this has to be answered now because the kiddo's trying to leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are getting frustrated. That is the time, and I know the kiddo wants to leave. This is really hard, parents. But the idea is to say, you know what? We're going to take 10 minutes here. And you take the pause.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you took the dominoes or you moved the dominoes, you didn't ask the dominoes to move themselves, the dynamic, right? I think it's really important that when you have an active dynamic, many times parents and the other people, the kid or the young adult, they feel very, 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 very trapped. It's like, there's no way out. And so this is what this episode is about, is finding the way out, being able to take those middle dominoes and just like creating a space. Or I love what you said, Seth, about redirecting. And so I like to say phrases like, you know what? We're going to take 5 minutes here. I'm going to go, and you're talking about me, right? Myself.
Sure.
I'm going to go regulate. I will meet you back here in 5 minutes.
Right.
Please don't go anywhere, right? Like you need to stay here for those 5 minutes, right? So you can do that. 5 minutes isn't very long, but that would be the time to think, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking mad right now. Whoo! Goodness sakes. I've got some anger happening, and just allow that and like, okay, and if you can take more minutes, right? Maybe the kiddo's coming to you saying, hey, I really want to go to this concert tomorrow night. And they have a boundary that they were supposed to be grounded till Monday, but the concert's Sunday, happens all the time. And you're like, oh, and they're like, just let me go. You've got to take the space and say, I hear what you're asking for. By the way, if they're trying to get out of their boundary, the answer is no. But let me just say, if for some reason there's extenuating circumstances and you're having a hard time saying no in that moment, you take a pause. Take the pause. You can say, I hear what you're asking for. You're asking to go to the concert and your grounding isn't over yet. I hear what you're asking for. I will get back to you tomorrow morning. This does not mean yes, and this does not mean no. It means no answer until tomorrow morning, because sometimes kids think if you don't say anything, the answer is yes. So I think it's really important to say, there's no answer here. I will tell you tomorrow morning. Do not commit to anything. And that takes so much practice, to buy yourself time to think. That's what you're doing. You're buying yourself time to think, and you are taking the necessary time to regulate, to allow your feelings. And that question you asked, now wait a second. What's really going on here? Am I really angry, or am I actually hurt? And why am I hurt? And that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you actually talk about the hurt?
Yeah.
Is that something that's even possible?
Oh, right. And that is such a good question. I don't even know if you can. And do you have anybody to talk to?
Right.
Sometimes there's nobody to talk to except your dog.
Yeah.
And they're pretty helpful at times, but
they are. They're not very judgy.
Yep. And they're very not opinionated.
Pretty accepting.
Except when food time comes around, dinner time.
Right.
And they are terrible at dishes.
Well, and think about that expectation. Like where's this expectation coming from too? Like, are you wanting somebody to do something to prove a point, to show respect, to do something, or is it something that's actually like what is it Do you want to continue the dynamic?
Yes. And sometimes the ideas, I mean, often, in fact, almost every time, the ideas that come to you when you're emotionally dysregulated are terrible ideas.
Right.
They're terrible. Well,
Right.
I'm kicking them out.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Well, I'm pulling them out of the school. Well, I'm taking their phone for 10, for 20 days. Well, that's not a terrible idea. But anyway, I'm just saying we tend to think in extremes when we're very emotional. And what you're doing is you're buying you and the other person space to feel. That's what you're really buying.
Well, you're buying space to feel, and you're also then able to potentially have the conversation of just what is actually going on.
Yes.
Is there a reason? Like how often when something isn't done, do we even ask if there is a reason why it wasn't done?
Right? Yeah. It's so true. Yeah.
Like
those harsh expectations, right?
Well, we have these expectations, but it's like, oh my gosh, maybe we don't realize what is transpiring for this person in their world, or like taking the time to find out why it happened, because we take it as this is an act against me.
Yeah.
Right. We tend to take things personally.
Yep. Every time. Every time.
Right. We tend to take things personally. And the reality is it's probably not.
Oh yeah. It hardly ever is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes.
Sure.
It's so often we have no idea what's happening in someone else's life.
Right.
Like zero. So
right.
I've made that mistake countless times.
Right.
Countless times. The cool thing is this takes practice, folks.
Oh yeah.
The creating this space, taking the space, remembering, even feeling into the pause there to where it is. It takes so much practice. And here's how you do it. Look back at your last kerfuffle and think about where it was. Like the trigger happens, the feeling comes, and think about where that feeling happened and then where that pause could have taken place. It's going back and looking at previous dynamics that will help you realize and be able to stop things in the present. It's extremely difficult to do that. I sometimes can do it now, and I sometimes don't. I sometimes hit it, and sometimes I don't. But that's the beginning of the practice. It's going back and really like, oh, it was right before I said that, or right before they said that or did that I could have stopped and said, you know what? Let's take it. I'm taking a 10-minute break. And here's the thing. I know this is the thing that always people say. What if your kid follows you? Okay. That is so tricky. It depends how they're following you, because sometimes kiddos can have a very hard time letting go, and they're in hard feelings and they don't know what to do in those hard feelings. And so they want to be by you and they want you to fix it. It's really tricky. If you have the wherewithal, you could take the 10 minutes with them, but you have to stay silent, which is very difficult. You could look them in the eye and really reassure them.
Well, what if they're just firing all this negativity or hostility at you?
Yeah. Right? If they're doing that, then you somehow have to take some space. Just try not to re-engage. Try not to pick up that rope. That's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to drive away. I've had to drive away. I'm like,
sure.
And sometimes I've learned to say, if that does happen, I love you and I hear you, but I have to stop. I have to stop myself. I try to keep it all about me instead of saying, well, you're da, da, da. That's not very helpful.
So instead of saying we need time, I need time, because I need time. Yep. I can't talk about this, or I'm not going to respond.
Yep.
I'm not going to respond right now. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm not going to respond right now.
It's funny because the brain, it's like that whole dynamic push and pull. It makes you feel like they're in charge of when you say something, right?
Well, chances are they want you to say something when you're reactionary, because now you're to blame.
Yes.
Well, you said this, you did this, right?
Yeah. They are hooking.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, no one else is in charge of your words.
Mm-hmm.
No one else is in charge of your hands. Ever, ever, ever. Except, you know, I mean, it never happens that someone actually has a gun to your head. That's not what we're talking about. No. So, or unless someone, you know, how you used to joke around with your kids and your siblings more like, and you'd make them slap themselves. My brother and I. Okay.
I'm not hitting you. You're hitting you.
Yeah. But other than that, no one else is in charge of your voice. And that's so important to like remember. I know that sounds kind of obvious, but it's like, it's not obvious when the dynamic is happening and you're like, how could you say that about me? I didn't do that, or whatever happens, you know. The cool part, and this is kind of where we'll lead to the end here, but is this famous quote by Viktor Frankl. He says, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies all our growth and freedom. And that quote blows my mind every single day, because it's exactly what taught me, oh my gosh, before, when an activating it happens, and then I respond, there's this, I can create the space. There is a space, and I can expand it, and I can work on my feelings and do all the things I need to, so that I can formulate a somewhat thoughtful response. And then I can go to my family and say, would anybody be willing to do the dishes?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be happy to. I love to cook. Would you mind doing the dishes? You know?
Yeah.
And if they say no, then, well, then you can deal with that in a thoughtful, responsive way.
Fair.
Oh, this is one of my favorite tools.
It is, because it gets us out of blaming another person for how we're acting.
Yes. Yeah, it sure does. We can start see things more clearly, and we start showing up more as the people we want to be. Yeah. Like, oh, you know what? I don't think I would change that. It's maybe something unfortunate happened, but I think I at least kept my cool, or whatever it was that I wanted to do as a parent.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any last thoughts?
No, love that quote. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Way to be doing your best. Just way to be showing up. You know, whatever that looks like. Gosh, it's all we're just trying to do, right? Awesome. Thanks, Seth. Thanks for this.
All right.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care.